What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with another tune by Utada Hikaru for the first time in a while. Indeed, we're still going through her 2018 album Hatsukoi, not to be confused with her debut album First Love, which is what Hatsukoi translates to, which, as I think I've said in a couple previous reactions, seemingly is a theme that she's revisited not just over the course of a few songs, but multiple albums spanning like a couple decades. I should mention also, I recently found online a copy of her Bad Mood album, which is written bad in English and then mood is written in katakana. I think that's like 2022 or maybe 2020, so even more recently than the album we've been going through. Once I finish Hatsukoi, which I'll try to do with a bit more regularity, because again, I think it's been like a year and a half or maybe more since the last Utada Hikaru reaction, we will then move on to Bad Mood, which I've never heard before, so I have no context there. In any case, we're going to listen to a tune here which translates to, according to Google Translate, which has let me down a couple times recently with dubious translations, but according to Google Translate, it means lingering scent, which I imagine might function on multiple levels, meaning, you could remember a perfume someone wore, or just kind of their personal scent when, you're in close physical proximity with someone and, their presence is affecting multiple senses of yours, and then after they leave, whether that's incidentally or more permanently, there might be a lingering sensation. You might still feel and smell their presence in that regard. Now, if the translation is correct, I imagine this is functioning on multiple levels, both literally and physically, as in, their emotional presence still in this space affecting your senses. Nevertheless, let's give it a listen. The only thing I remember about this one sonically, because I have heard it before, but, not for a while now, again, maybe like a couple years, is that there's a heavy, like, church organ kind of sound, and then eventually you get some percussion, and it has that sort of down-tempo R&B feel. So let's give it a listen. This is Utada Hikaru, a track from her Hatsukoi album 2018, and at least according to Google Translate, it means lingering scent.
したのはつい先ほど残りがと私の部屋で暖かい
That's cool. Yeah, I didn't remember the organ coming back like that. It's, really a major feature throughout the tune, though again it does have that kind of down tempo R&B feel to it as well, and also her vocal agility. There's multiple moments where she's like fluctuating and like flourishing on a single syllable, which I always enjoy. I caught some words. I think mite is in there, which is sort of like uh, one of the variants of like looking, but then I think ume was in there, which, if I'm hearing that right, I think it's like dream. But then I think like there's an English phrase in there like I miss you, I think she's saying, which if someone has left and there's a lingering sense of their presence, whatever sensory organ it is activating, that would lead you to think like, oh, I miss you, like I still can, feel your presence in some ways, but you're not here. So I feel like that was maybe some English amid the Japanese that constitutes the majority of the lyrics. Either way, I don't, I'm not fluent, so I don't have a sense of what a lot of those lines were in full, but if I'm catching a couple of those words correctly, then yeah, it would seem to speak to what I was thinking in advance, which is the idea of someone who was in close proximity and emotional connection no longer being there, but the scent or the sense of them is still lingering and causing you to have feelings of, missing someone. In any case, I really do enjoy her vocals. There's a couple moments, not only those like single syllable flourishes, but there was a moment where she had this sort of like rolling delivery, like through a few of the lines. I like that stripped down, almost like music box type of beat where it's, it's not like a big heavy kick drum and snare, but it's just a light kick drum and snare rhythm, which, is mellow in tone like the rest of the sonic. So yeah, another cool one. I look forward to any insight people have. As I said, I'll try to get back to these semi-regularly so we can continue and finish the Hatsukoi album and eventually move on to the Bad Mood album. So, in any case, from the Sleepy Luca and I, let me know what you think, and I'll see you for the next one. Peace.